We got a lot of good feedback on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting, you know. You can see him go turn 1, turn 3 or 4. You know, you can see him watching back and forth. He does a great job of keeping his eyes on the entire track as much as he can.
That's a hard
it's
thing
impossible to watch the whole track at once.
Is.
And he does an awesome job. Hats off to Jeremy. But it's almost like he'd look at turn 4 and you'd see him look over towards the crowd. He'd look at turn 4 and back up. So I've been meaning to give him a little crap about that. But, yeah, that was a cool perspective.
It is.
Yeah, very cool.
The fans.
Wow!
Oh, my God.
Did you see that?
That car had to be 16 feet in the air. How did it stay in one piece?
And came down and kept going.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry. I can't look
actually,
out that.
I saw it come out of the corner of my eye. It scared me.
I'm trying to put the blinders on and not...
Well, see, you're looking at
Whoa!
it. I've got my head turned away from the track.
I'm a little preoccupied.
Yeah. The perspective of being in the car is something we do for the fans. You know, the average fan won't ever be in a car on the track. That's why we try to put you in the cockpit. We try to put the camera on the driver, let you see what's going on. And I learn, and this is a lot of the drivers have actually complimented us that that we mount up on. Actually, call us, text us, message us saying, "Hey, thanks for doing that. I actually learned a lot." Kevin Roberts, number one, learned a lot. Now, almost every driver,
yeah,
has learned something about themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching Kronk in the car with the video that we did last week, his hands on that wheel are so smooth. And you watch how that car plants like a late model, how it drives in and the back end kicks out the way it does. He's certainly not working the wheel like that. It's all finesse. And when you haven't seen that inside the cockpit of what your favorite driver is doing, man, he is smooth.
He is very smooth.
Watch his hands on the wheel and just smooth. There's no jerking.
I bet you could go in half the cars out there and put an in-car camera like that and see a wrestling match.
Sometimes.
In a lot of them. Because nobody, it's hard to get the perfect setup where you're nice and smooth like that. It's just like a NASCAR car, If you're fighting that turning right, coming off the corners, dirt tracking, if you will.
Right.
It's, yeah.
What amazes me is these guys that drive one-handed. I don't know how they do it.
Well, it's got to be an incredible setup to begin with.
It's unbelievable.
And a good rack and pin in it,
To see these guys drive those cars one-handed. Justin Evans is one of them. We saw Tony Breakall. We've seen, multiple
Tom
drivers. Tom Yak. Brody Pompey is a one-handed driver. I wouldn't do that. I've seen guys do it in karts. You'd never see me with one hand on the wheel. I guess maybe I don't have that kind of confidence in myself to...
Well, I guess it all comes down to muscle memory and whatnot,
But there's a lot more guys out there.
You got if you have both arms on it, you've got this joint, this joint, this joint, this joint. These joints, take half of those out of there, and you've got less room for error.
But it's twice the work.
Yeah.
If
your car's set up good, it's not that much work. If your car's set up
right.
But
there's a lot more guys that do this than I ever would have imagined.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Even being around the sport, as long as I have, and knowing some of these drivers the way that I do, I never knew that a lot of these guys were one-handed drivers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
To be that kind of power in your hand on a track that slick and finesse a modified or a late model or a street stock, whatever.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
any of them.
One-handed is, to me, I don't even...
I was trying to explain it, I'm an authority, but I have no idea. I'm just trying to.
I get what you're saying.
Rationalize
having to use everything together, make your body work, in sync with everything is with two arms. I see what you're saying.
It makes sense in my head, but
man, I don't understand how these guys do it.
It's amazing.
It truly is.
Well, we got
So Gray says
must have intermission at the at Speedway here.
Yeah, I can actually hear you.
Yeah.
Chris Frisbee says he's a one-handed driver. Gray Frendo says myself, Brian Thompson, both drive with one hand.
Wow.
Gray Frendo and Brian. I didn't know that.
Well, we know Kevin Roberts is.
Well,
he's got his other hand on the shifter.
See, that one of the habits. He said he didn't even know he did it.
I know.
Here's the funny thing. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to. And I don't think Kevin will get mad. But when we watch these videos, we learn. We learn stuff by watching drivers and habits and what's going on in the car and who's doing what. I talked to Kevin when we did the in-car camera, and I said, so, what'd you think about that video? He goes, I can't believe how much I learned. And he started talking about habits he noticed he was doing. Out of the turns, he reached down and grabbed the shifter. No need to grab it. Doesn't know why he does it. It's something he did.
Just a habit.
He said, I didn't even know I was doing that.
Yeah.
So he's driving the car with one hand and reached down, grabbed the shifter for a little bit, and then put his hand back on the wheel. We got done talking, and I said, did you notice that your steering wheel is bent? And Kevin says, what? I said, watch that video. I said, your steering wheel is bent. He says, are you kidding me? So he goes back and watches the video, and he sent me a text. He goes, how the heck did you see that? Just something I noticed in the video with Kevin driving.
Really?
You can tell by the way he's turning it, that steering wheel's bent a little bit. And it might have been from an impact or something. But, he's a big man.
Hey, guess who's back?
I'm going to say Casey Vitale.
You're right. How
Casey
did you know?
Vitale. What's going on here? What got
Casey,
quiet?
Well, this is our 10-minute break going into round 2. We got something a little special for you, for both of you guys, actually. And
for
actually
us?
Really special for everybody that's going to get to watch it.
Oh, no, I have an idea where this is going.
I just went over and talked to Justin Hall, and he is totally cool with lending his car, and I'm going to lend my car out. And right before the main events after this round, we're going to give you guys a little 5-lap dash, but I'm going to steal your phone for that way it's going live on Moxie for the whole entire world to see you guys do a little 5-lap dash with 2-wheel mod buggies.
I guess I can make an ass out of myself.
Let me ask
one
you
more
a question
time
here. You said this is supposed to end at what time? Your night, you're racing?
He said he's here till 10:30.
Yeah, it's 1 hour round, so it'll be right at 9 o'clock. So right when you guys are about to go off, we'll be going with your race. You can end on a bang.
We might be here till 10:30 with the two of us on the track. 5 laps around this big track.
5-lap dash.
I can't.
So how much is this going to cost me if I crash it?
Oh, hundreds of thousands.
No, not if. When? No, hey.
These aren't
Gray
elite
Ferrando,
cars,
are they?
They are. They are top of the line cars.
Gray Ferrando chimed in on the Swears Trucking chat line and told us that you rent cars.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was.
You didn't mention that.
Yeah, we got a whole posse of them. They're tractor slashes. You almost can't hurt them.
So if these guys want to come down and rent cars to race here at Northwest Hobbies, what are we looking at? How much?
It is $15 for 1 battery pack, which is about 20 minutes, and $25 for 2 battery packs. 40 minutes. Okay. We'll be here for the better part of an hour.
Wow, that's cool.
That's not bad.
That's way cool. I can remember way back in my early days of renting slot cars.
They didn't have electricity back then.
They didn't.
Them.
I was right after his dad. But those were expensive. I don't remember how much it was, but it seemed like way out of range for me. And this is reasonable. That's very cool.
Chris, that hurts.
What did Chris say?
He says set a time limit, 5 laps or 30 minutes, whatever comes first.
What, to make a lap?
We don't have to worry about noise ordinances here.
Yeah, no curfew.
Well,
nice.
I think we'll give it a shot.
Well, heck yeah.
I'm definitely going to be... see, I'm mulling up on him right now in the sprint car simulator.
Oh, my God, I was so bad at that.
So was I.
I just about turned around backwards and just took the field out.
It is so hard.
I did. I got on the inside of that fence, and I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
I was burnt, man. I was so pissed off. Sorry.
All right, guys, I got to go back to working on the race program here, but we'll go 9 o'clock work for you guys?
9 o'clock works for us. We'll be done at 9 o'clock. We'll be over there at 9:02.
Better get the Extreme Fire and Rescue out
here. You better
Please.
get somebody out here. And
cool, thanks, man. That's cool. I guess we're going to learn about this. It's probably like, I remember when you were around when I was running the dually, right? I was running 2 classes, the Star and the Open. Tim Eback sold me that dual cart. But the way he did it was he goes, you want to run my dually? And I'm like, yeah. He let me run it 1 race. And he knew I was going to buy it. And I have an idea. That's what Casey's doing here. We're going to get out here and go, wow, this is cool. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
we'll see.
I see what's going on
here. We don't
here.
make these guys too mad.
Yeah,
we actually have a sheriff that races here with us, and he came in here one day, and I let him drive one of the rental cars, and he said that we were the worst drug dealers in town.
That's great.
And he's one of our best customers now. So.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, this will be fun.
This will be. Thank you, Casey.
All right, well, we'll see you guys at 9.
I get Casey's car.
I think at this point it doesn't matter. We're both going to be slug slow.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh.
Well, I don't know. I learned a little bit talking to Conway out there during the break.
So wait a second.
And I'm going to share it with you. He told me that, like these cars, when you're on the throttle, you're under power, but when you let off the throttle all the way, it's actually a brake. It stops the car. So they don't coast when you let off the throttle. They brake when you let off the throttle.
So it's just going to slow down and stop.
Right. You see how fast they stop out here. I mean,
they do.
So that's what's happening. You let off throttle. So if you're in the air coming over one of these jumps, you got to be on the throttle when you hit the ground, or your car's going over.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying? That's one little thing you shared to me in that little break we had outside a while ago.
So you've been over here talking setup and how to drive it. I've been set up big time tonight.
Now I've shared my entire knowledge bank with you. Wow. That's all I know.
So you know what I think we're going to do? I think what we're going to do is, instead of doing the hot pit on the show tonight, that will be our hot pit segment live on Moxie with us racing these cars, and because we're going to make some people mad here.
We're going to show them up.
No. We're going to make them mad by tearing their cars up, probably.
Or something.
It's going to get ugly, but you know what?
This will be cool.
Hey, we'll do it. We'll get on
yeah.
here, and I'm going to try to drive this thing one-handed.
I'm glad Joel's listening.
Yeah, he's missing out on the fun.
Yeah, he is.
He's out there driving a tractor, and we could go racing.
I think he texted a while ago, said he's pushing a wheelbarrow somewhere with cow dung.
Yeah, that sounds like,
Yeah, that was his job. That
he's building a castle.
He's working up in seniority.
Some people build sandcastles. He builds them out of dung. Poor Joel. You funny, Joel.
That's what happens when you don't make the show, Joel.
That's right, and you got a couple more weeks of that. Poor guy. We'll do live remotes every week.
Heck yeah.
And then when he comes back, we'll go back in the studio.
Maybe we could do one out in the cow pasture.
Wheelbarrow races.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. So let's do that. Let's make that our hot pit segment tonight.
Okay.
And then,
cool.
we'll get to, one of us.
We got to play that hot pit lead in.
Oh, I don't know if we can.
Right at the end?
Well, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, whatever.
But, I think right now is a good time to take a restroom break and get over to our final break of the night as we go into our final commercial. It's about 5 minutes long.
Check it out. I got Casey's mic off already.
That's a good deal. Now, if you can turn ours off when we leave, that'll be even a better deal.
Well, I got that.
We'll be right back in about 5 minutes from Northwest Hobbies. Right here on Northwest Dirt News. You guys enjoy. We'll be right back in just a couple moments.
Archer Floor Coverings has been a family-owned and operated business since 2000. Archer Floor Coverings provides free estimates and specializes in multiple types of floors, such as carpet, vinyl, laminate, and hardwood. They have the entire Willamette Valley covered from Albany to Eugene and over to the Oregon coast. Archer Floor Coverings is serious about their work. They do all installations themselves. No subcontractors are ever used. Come see the beautiful showroom at Archer Floor Covering, 3775 Olympic Street, Springfield. From sales to installs, we can do it all. Archer Floor Covering, where your floor becomes our business. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 541-747-2608. Again, that's 541-747-2608. Whether it's new construction or a remodel project, we floor it.
Hey, Corey, you want to tell me what we're doing around all these cows?
We're at Stumbling J Livestock, Joel. Did you know that Stumbling J Livestock has been a family-owned business since 2005 and supplies all cattle needs from 300-pound feeders to 1,300-pound animals ready for butcher?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know Stumbling J Livestock buys any type of livestock year-round and pays competitive prices?
No, I didn't know that either, Corey.
And I bet you didn't know Stumbling J Livestock buys and sells sheep and goats for pasture and meat.
No, I had no idea.
Joel, you don't know a whole bunch about cattle and livestock, do you?
Well, honestly, Corey, not really.
Well, Stumbling J Livestock provides all types of meat, from silage-fed, grain-fed, even grass-fed.
Yeah, really?
Stumbling J sells butcher-ready hogs when available, too, Joel.
I sure love me some bacon. My local butcher, they've got the best bacon.
Those local butchers work directly with Stumbling J Livestock, and Stumbling J can butcher at a USDA plant to sell fresh meat straight off the farm.
Hey, Corey, how do you know so much about Stumbling J and their livestock?
Well, Joel, I read the script.
Man, let's eat. I'm hungry. Oh, man. I just found a cow pie with my new boots.
Yeah, I thought I smelled something. Don't worry, it'll wash off. Stumbling J Livestock Incorporated is located in Shedd, Oregon. You can contact them at 541-409-5650. 541-409-5650. Does your job, the weather, or your health have you feeling down? Jetstream Aqua Massage is your answer to feeling better. Our hands-free massage will leave you feeling rejuvenated, relaxed, and restored.